Well, folks, we got some breaking news as we were just talking about on Behind the Frames, which you could check on YouTube, Periscope, and on Facebook. Leonard Fournette is now a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Holy crap, holy crap, holy crap. This just happened. We're all reacting to the news here that Leonard Fournette has now just been signed by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And we were talking about it on the live stream.
Wow.
We had mentioned, all the hype between Ronald Jones, all the hype. And wouldn't it be something that all that is crushed in one evening and boom goes.
So now the fantasy name Little Red Fournette is a cool one everyone should stick with, all right? Tampa Bay Buccaneers, all right? Quote it.
Wow, that is just...
So is he back in the third round again?
Absolutely back in the third round.
Yeah.
Anyone who got Fournette in the last 2 days in the 10th, my God, what a
happy.
steal.
They're so happy with themselves.
What a steal.
And anyone that took Ronald Jones...
Or Keyshawn Vaughn.
Yep.
Thank you,
he was
they
right.
Yeah.
It.
There you go.
It's absolutely a great call. You know the person I'm most excited about, and hopefully no Patriots fans are listening, Tom Brady's value has just gone up because now not only does he have Godwin and Evans, two of the best receivers in the game, he's got a top 10 running back in Leonard Fournette, not only pounding the rock, but catching those awesome passes like James White did back in New England. I mean, Brady's value has gone up.
Yeah, Fournette was one of 4 running backs last season to get 100 targets, and now he's with a quarterback that throws to the running backs. Maybe more than anyone in the league. Phillip Rivers is up there.
Do you agree with Jake right here? He's saying bye-bye Ronald Jones. You don't think he's going to be involved in the passing game, guys?
No, Fournette is a running –
I don't think
Fournette's a dude. You get Fournette for a reason.
So Aaron, who's just with us, he says, Rojo, I'm headed to bed. Fantasy Triage, we'll catch you next week. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Leonard Fournette, is he a second-round guy or is still taking him in the third round?
Still third. He's still third, but I'm okay with an early third. I mean, that is an improvement at offensive line. You're going to have so much. They cannot stack the box with weapons like Gronk, like Godwin, like Evans. It is just going to do nothing but open up lanes for Leonard Fournette. I'm very excited about drafting Fournette. I'm kind of mad I didn't pick him up in my home league, to be honest. But yeah, his stock. This is a much better fit than him at Jacksonville. So congratulations to anyone who picked him up late.
And fantasy football aside, think about the impact that the Bucs have as a whole in the the scope of the NFL. I mean, I don't know what their odds were to win the Super Bowl this year. I know their odds were pretty high going in. I don't think they were one of the top 6 or 7 teams, but I would have to think that, I mean, are they the odds-on favorite to at least win the South now?
Yeah.
I mean,
you'd have to say
Atlanta. So. I mean, I would think so. I mean, it's definitely not Carolina. Atlanta has a chance, but I think the defense is going to be the key. Obviously, we'll have to see how their defense does, but I mean, there's no reason not to think they can't score 24, 28 points a game with that offense now.
And that first week game with the Bucs are playing the Saints, I believe, right? That's now going to be a fun game to watch. It's going to be a real fun game to watch. But
that's kind of like a must-win for both of them. I mean, they're going to play twice, but
so it's funny. Mike Clay of ESPN just tweeted, "No guarantee he's going to outplay Ronald Jones, but it's pretty likely he'll be plenty involved. Bucs backfield has headache written all over it." 100% disagree. Boom. Fournette is going to get the volume.
So I will kind of agree. I'm going to say that of my side, I've been a Fournette. Not truther, but truther, because I don't think that he's been, I don't know, hated on a little bit, but I do worry about the volume again, volume versus value. I think his value touches will be better. At least I think he'll get the goal line carries, pretty certain there, but I don't know if the volume will be 275 plus touches again. But
see, I respectfully disagree there. I think we're going to see what happened when Kenyon Drake went to Arizona, and they're going to feed him the rock. We're all having the conversation of, what do we do with Kenyon Drake now? What's his value? Now look at Drake. I mean, he finished the season incredibly. This is nothing but upside for Leonard Fournette. Much better team, better offensive line, better weapons in general. I think everyone on Tampa Bay gets bumped. You've got Gronk, you got OJ Howard, you got their 2 top wide receivers. The losers are every running back who aren't named Fournette.
Right. No, I hope you're right. I'm excited. What a fun
Yeah.
team to watch.
It's going to be
this
very
is one of
fun
the
to
best
watch.
off seasons for a team in NFL history. It's got to be.
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
tell anyone.
Bring in
Patriots
Brady,
fans
Leonard
this.
Fournette, Rob Gronkowski. You're bringing in Hall of Famers.
And let's remember, like, this defense is pretty stout.
Uh-huh.
The line,
defensive
for sure.
line. Jake, thank you very much.
Look
Jake,
at that.
Jake,
IDP.
Jake, you're bringing it, buddy. Good job. Good old four-eyed fan over here. Barrett, Paul, So White. I mean, who's the other linebacker?
They get after the quarterback.
David, isn't it?
Levante David.
Yeah,
Levante David.
Levante David, probably maybe the best of the bunch as far as true defensive linebackers. But golly,
Yeah, no, it's see, Jeremiah's joining us back again. Thank you for joining us again, Jeremiah.
Vegas
this
odds
is
on the
fantastic
Bucs winning.
news. I'm kind of sad because I have one of my home leagues on Sunday, drafting at the 6th spot. I don't know if I'll get Fournette in the 3rd round now. To be honest with
No,
you,
you're going to have to. If you're at the 6, you'd have to pay the second round
Yeah.
price for him, I think. But he's back to early third rounder. I mean, we can all agree, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
the one
no?
thing I would say though is if you're drafting Fournette, the beginning of the season, expect it to be a little slow because he's got to learn the playbook. He's got to get into the system. He's also playing with Tom Brady, who has trust issues with guys he
the
plays
pass
with.
protection is going to be very
Yeah.
important for Fournette. But
So the first couple weeks probably
Yeah.
hold your horses on Fournette a little bit.
would
but-
you invest a draft pick? Let's say close to the double-digit rounds if he's available in Ronald Jones, or before that, or not even at all?
Not touching any other Bucs backs. I mean, we were already iffy about any of the Bucs backs before this.
Don't you
right?
put that curse on us, Jake Thompson?
watch your
If he
Twitter.
calls them both tonight, watch.
Exactly. It'll be Jake. If you call both of them, you can come on. You can come on next week. You can.
Yeah, you
record
gotta
from-
hop
You
on
can
for
record
sure.
from over here. We'll let you on.
Jake, you should have put some money on Vegas. Would have made a pretty penny. Would have been good.
Nice. Let's see. We
That's
got Ken Sonnenberg, the guy who drafted
Whoa.
Devonta Freeman in our mock draft back in May, and Kamara might request.
Mm-mm.
No, I don't see Kamara leaving it.
Look,
Ken,
the
if you had
second that
watched-
news came out, Cam Jordan immediately quoted whoever tweeted it and said fake news, basically. Man,
Kamara
the Saints are
leaving.
trying to win we're trying to win the championship right now. So Kamara is a part of that, and Drew Brees he's got some say in New Orleans. He needs AK to make that happen. We need one more for Drew.
I agree.
That team, we're not letting Kamara go.
Yeah, no, this is fantastic news. Ken, you should have been watching Behind the Frames when we were airing. So what is this? What is this, Jake? You're an insider? Is that what you're saying? You get insider information? We could use some inside information here at fantasyandframes.com. So you're more than welcome to contribute. No, folks, anyhow, so we just wanted to jump on really quickly. As soon as we logged off of Behind the Frames, of course, this news breaks. And we had called it earlier in the show that watch this be the case. It is the case. Leonard Fournette is a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. We're all saying it right now. 3rd-round pick is back on the table. Definitely a 3rd-round pick. In fact, some people are going to be taking him in the early 3rd round. And I don't say I can disagree, but Todd Barnes, you also called it. Don't expect him to be prolific right off the bat. He still has a learning curve. But with that offense, Bruce Arians knows how to use running backs, how to scheme for running backs. If you recall, when Adrian Peterson was cut or traded rather from the Saints to the Arizona Cardinals on 1 week's practice, Adrian Peterson came out and using Bruce Arians' scheme, put up 100 yards rushing his first week there.
Right.
Imagine what he can do with
160
Leonard
yards and 2
Fournette with
touchdowns.
1 week of practice.
Wow.
He had like 25 carries or something, right?
It was 32 carries, 160 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
So to say that Bruce Arians doesn't know how to use running backs is a fallacy. He will figure out a way to make Leonard Fournette viable. And like we were just talking about, the pass blocking, the pass protection by running back, so important for a guy like Tom Brady. This guy is like, 6'10", 1 billion pounds, and is all muscle. Like, this guy is Mr. Pass Protection. So nobody's messing with Leonard Fournette coming at him. So this is fantastic news if you're a Fournette. This makes me happy. I'm very happy because I have a
Exciting
draft
stuff.
left, and I think I could still get Leonard Fournette in the 3rd round. We'll see, knock on wood. Anyhow, Thank you all for tuning back in.
Yeah. Pro Football Focus, I think, just crashed with the news. I tried to go on there to see what he grades out as in pass protection, but when I get there, you just get this something went wrong, and what went wrong is
Is
that
Leonard Fournette going to the
Leonard
Buccaneers?
Fournette, yeah, the Jags are going to suck even worse than what they were going to before.
Yeah, no, this is exciting fantasy football news heading into the last week of drafts. All right, folks, thank you very much for listening. Again, we'll be back next week, Behind the Frames, 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll get you ready for week 1. Until then, stay safe and take care.